Here looking at the Ils Synergy Lectern in a very big format where we have a 32-inch Wacom screen on top. All of our lecterns are built fully out of strong aluminum profiles. What you find is, of course, height adjustment on all of our lecterns, switching between the different sources. And we have a little ridge here in which we can put tablets, and we can keep them powered with Type-C, Lightning, or with a mini USB. Microphones, 1 or 2, reading light, all possible. On the sides, if we go here, this one is so big that I don't have much space for my handles. But here you will see our interface for switching between different sources. And for that we have the buttons on top. Or if you don't like our switcher, which is a 5x3 matrix switch, you can also get customized interfaces placed in the panel on the side. Where this one is placed on a wide vertical pillar and a very strong 2 centimeter thick base, it can move in the sideways direction because pressure is normally on the front, and this way we don't have to take special measures for that. The height range adjustment is really from seated level, so that people in a wheelchair, for instance, can reuse it. And we can go up 50 centimeters. Now this will be for the Maasai or the very tall people, because I can go very, very, very tall. However, the purpose of this adjustment is that I can lay my arms perfectly flush on the monitor, because when I put this flush, I can now rest with my hands on the monitor and start writing in great detail. I can save this image, and it became part of my presentation. So if I go on, if I come back, you can see that it's still in my presentation. The software we're looking at is our own sho-Q software. You always see the current, the previous, and the next slide. So I know what's coming, and I can anticipate the story so that you can create a little bit more excitement and tension in your speech. If you then want to annotate on it, then we can use our annotation feature. Here there's the pen. I can select there the color and the dimension, the thickness of the lectern. And what you see in our Synergy line, we have the slim slanted pillar, we have a vertical pillar, we have a smaller cabinet and a full rack cabinet to place any of our heads on.
And a big challenge going backwards.
On this one you can put a nice logo if you want a nice logo here. Then that can be easily done. Note that when I was annotating, it also kept a slide here. Because of the annotations work on it, it said maybe this is an important slide, so let me be able to jump back to it quickly. If you want to jump back to any slide, you can go to anyone here and go and be at that slide. If we then want to take a slide like here, I can add a little bit more, or I can clean it and I start again in a new picture. Or if that's not what I want, but I wanted to use high resolution on being able to talk more in detail about this, then we make that the background of my whiteboard. And then again, when I'm done with it, I can exit the slide and I can save it. And it became part of my presentation. This was the slide I had, and this became the annotated slide that comes with it. So we're building our presentations. I can go to a document camera, now not attached to this device, but on some of the other devices. I get a little snapshot window and I can position my slide right. And when I then take the snapshot, it will show up as a next slide. We can illustrate that on another machine. And then when I'm ready for it, I go there, and again, I can annotate on that slide. Similarly, we can do that with the web. I can go to a web page, then go into a pen mode and start to draw on it in the way that I want to do. And again, we can also make that save again. Now it's here on the previous slide as part of my presentation. So in my presentation, I have now inserted slides, and I can save the presentation in the end as one PDF to have everything collected to use again the next time, or to give out as a handout to people. When I close, I go back to the presentation selector. I can have all sorts of presentations, PDFs, PowerPoints, videos here, and start any at any time. That means for the audience, it's all seamless. There is never a desktop exposed. So you make one professional presentation. And now you can see that this is a normal Windows environment on which we place the software.
And this is the app.
This is the app.